Hello everyone, today let's solve the problem number 43, multiple strings, right? So, yep, let's see what the question states here. We have to multiply two non-negative integers given as decimal strings. See here, we have given two non-negative integers given as decimal strings and return their product as the string, right? So here we have to multiply this one 2 into 3 here, right? So we may not use the big integer or convert the whole string into the integer directly. So that's strictly mentioned here. One of the biggest twist here is we may not use the big integer. We shouldn't use the big integer here, or we shouldn't convert the whole string into the integer directly. So that they have mentioned directly here. This is fine. So we have to handle the arbitrary lengths up to the 200 digits using digit by digit arithmetic, right? So what we need to do here, we have to handle arbitrary lengths up to the 200 digits using digit by digit arithmetic, right? So this is grade school multiplication, right? So in simple terms, so we'll be going with a simple math here. So let's see here, nothing but 2 into 3 6 here, 1 2 3 into 4 5 6 leads to 5 6 0 8 8, right? So this is fine. I hope this one input output part is completely clear along with the question mark, right? So this is simple, right? So now let's discuss the approach, right? So just give me a second. Let's consider the same first example, this one, right? So as I've said, we will be going with a simple math approach to solve this particular problem, right? So what is the first step here? So first step here would be we have to treat each string as digits, right? So we have to treat each string as digits. So here this one 2, this is there, right? So 2 will be converted to 2 here, integer, and the string 3, so this one will be converted to the string 3 here. This is fine, just keep this in mind. So the second part here would be we have to multiply the digits now, right? So we have to multiply the digits. So now we have 2 here, so we will multiply this one and 3 here. So we'll multiply 2 into 3, so this one will be 6 basically, right? So we will place this at the correct position in the result array, that is sized length 1 plus length 2 basically here. So this one will be 1 plus 1, that will lead to 2 basically, right? So this is fine. I hope this is clear. The first step and the second step, we are done with the first and second step. Now we have to handle the carry, right? So 6, basically the output that we got here is 6, which fits on the single digit. So for this particular digit we don't have any problem. So carry equals 0, carry is 0. So the final digits are basically length, we have 2 here, so the final digits will be 0 comma 6 here, right? So 0 comma 6, carry is 0. So we have this one in the single digit itself, no carry. So the final this one, what do we call, final digits are 0 and 6. Now what we need to do, we have to convert the result array to the string by skipping the leading zeros, right? So we have got 0 and 6 on the third step. Now we need to convert the result array to the string by skipping the leading zeros, right? So this one we will skip leading zeros, I am telling, right? So we have to skip this particular 0, and we will be displaying this 6 in the form of output basically within the strings, right? So the output that we got here is 6, right? So which is equivalent to the output that they have mentioned for the example 1 within the question, right? So basically our approach works absolutely correct here, right? So we don't have to worry, our approach works absolutely correct here, right? So let me delete this one. So basically this is pure arithmetic, right? So we are just multiplying each digit of num1 with the each digit of num2, right? Then accumulate into the positions this one, also propagate the carries, then build the final string. That's what we are doing here. This is simple math, right? So this is simple math, meaning, so this is pure arithmetic basically, right? So this is fine, I believe. Now as we are completely familiar with the approach, let's do one thing, let's quickly discuss the complexities part. So what will be the time complexity here? So the time complexity would be big O of n into m. The time complexity would be big O of n into m, right? So we multiply every digit of num1 with every digit of num2 once, right? So what we'll do, we multiply every digit of num1 with every digit of num2 1. So overall time complexity would lead to big of n into m, right? So this is fine. What would be the space complexity here? Space complexity would lead to because of n plus m, not the n into m, n plus m. Why it is n plus m, not n into m? Because we are making use of the result array that requires at most n plus m digits. So overall space complexity would lead to because of n plus m, right? So the time complexity and the space complexity for the code that we'll be writing in the future would be because of n into m and because of n plus m respectively, right? So now, as we are completely familiar with the approach and the complexities part, we are good to write the code. Let's start writing the code, right? So first step here, let's go with a quick elimination. I mean, if either number is 0, then the product will be quite obviously 0, right? So anything multiplied by 0 will be 0, right? So that will be the base condition here. Let's try to implement the same thing in the form of code. So this one will be num1 dot equals either of the number is 0, then the output will be 0, right? So this one, let me give in the string, yeah, as they have mentioned in the string itself. Or so let me consider the same thing here. This one would be rather than num1, we'll be going with a num2 dot equals of 0, right? So this is fine. So I'll just go with a return 0, right? So this is fine, man. Yep. Yep. Now let me tell you one thing. N is nothing but the length of the first number and m is nothing but the length of the second number, right? So let's initialize n and m here. N nothing but the number of digits on num1 and m is nothing but the number of digits on num2. So this one will be int n equals let me go with the num1. Let me copy this one, num1 dot length Java. We have to give parenthesis, right? So this is fine. Also let me initialize m to the num2 dot length here. So this is fine now. Yep. After successfully initializing n and m, so let's go with the result array to hold the intermediate sums, right? So this one we have discussed. So maximum length is n plus m, right? So this one, space complexity, maximum length is n plus m, right? So this one we have already discussed. So this one will be result equals new int of, so let me give here n plus m. This is fine, man. Now let's iterate the digits of num1 from the least significant to most, meaning from right to left. So let me go with for loop here. So this one int I equals n minus 1, I greater than or equal to 0. So this one will be I minus minus. So within the for loop, what shall I do? So let's convert the character to its int value, nothing but from 0 to 9. So this one will be int a equals num1 dot char. So this is fine. Char at. So this is fine. This one caret I, right? So this one hyphen 0. So this is fine, man. So we have to iterate the digits of num2 from least significant to the most, nothing but from right to left. So this one will be for int j equals m minus 1, j greater than or equal to 0, j minus minus. So within the for loop, so let's convert the char to the int, nothing but from 0 to 9. So this one will be int b equals let's go with a num2 dot caret. So this one j basically hyphen 0. This is fine, I believe, right? So we have successfully converted the char to int from 0 to 9. This is fine. Now let's multiply the single digits 0 to 81 basically. So this one will be int multiplication. So this one will be a into b, right? So we are just multiplying the single digits from 0 to 81. Finally, let me initialize sum to this one, multiplication plus result of I plus j plus 1. So this is fine, I believe, right? So this is fine. Now let's do one thing. We have to place the ones digit at the position I plus j plus 1, right? So this one I'll just consider result variable Arias here. So this one will be I plus j plus 1 as I've said. Let me assign this one to the sum modulo 10. Yep, reminder. This is fine, man. Now we are done with this part. Now we are left with only one thing, that we have to add the carry basically, right? Tens part I'm speaking of, to the previous position I plus j. How can I write this one? Result I plus j, so equals result of I plus j plus sum by 10, right? So this is fine, I believe. So let me come out of this one entirely. Now we have to build the resulting string skipping the leading zero. So this one will be a string builder. This is fine. SB equals new. Let me copy this one. I don't want to type this one again. New string builder. This is fine. We are just creating the instance of string builder just to collect the digits. So let me go with a for loop here. So this one will be int val the result. So this is fine. So within this for loop, let's skip the leading zeros, meaning only we have to start appending after string builder has content, right? Or current digit not equal to 0. That is also possible, right? So this is fine. If not of this one, string builder dot length, if it is equivalent to the value 0 and value equivalent to 0, then what we need to do, this one will be string builder dot append. So let me go with char here. This one val plus 0. This is fine, I believe. Yep, 0. So we are just converting the digit to the character and we are just appending, right? So we are done with this part. We are left with only one thing. We have to nothing but the return part. If the string builder is empty, nothing but this can happen if the product is 0, right? So we have to return 0 in that case, else we have to return the built string, right? So basically if the string builder is empty, meaning so if either of this one, we have already written this one, right? So if any of the this one, what do we call, num1 or num2 is 0, then the product will be 0, right? In that case, so we have to return 0, else we need to return the built string. So I'll just go with here, sorry, return string builder dot length here. So if this is equal to 0, we have to display 0, else I'll just go with string builder dot. So let me make use of the toString man. So this will be fine. So this is fine. Yep, now we are done with this part. Yep, we are done with this part. So let me format the code once and let me hit the run button. So we have one error here, to be equals num2 dot caret j hyphen 0. Which one is this one? Line number 13. For loop. Yep. Num2 dot caret j hyphen 0. So this one, let me give it in the this one, what do you call, single inverted comma. No need of double inverted comma here. So let me run this one again. So now we have to get the correct output. Yeah, the sample test cases are getting passed here, right? So let me hit the submit button quickly. I hope this works for all the test cases, man. Yep, all the test cases are getting passed, means the code works absolutely correct here, right? So I hope the solution part is completely clear along with the complexities and the approach. I have correctly explained this one step by step. We have went with the one step after the other, right? One after the other basically, right? So this is fine, I believe. I hope the solution part is completely clear along with the approach and the complexities, man. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.